ninja? Or what's up, my ninjas? I should say. Anyways, let me post this video in front. Boom. So, surgeons are all sociopaths. Is that really true? By Dr. Ben B. Jerk. Yeah, Jerky or something. Anyways, I watched the first part, and then I had to stop watching because he did something, and I want to point this out for the world to see. Um, so, go ahead.
Listen to this.
Surgeons and psychiatrists test very highly on the sociopathy scale. So I test highly on the sociopathy scale. And I'm not like evil, I'm just sociopathic.
What did he say?
Okay, is that
Okay, so first off, what you do before you form an opinion about something is you inform yourself of the subject. What is a sociopath?
A sociopath is an informal term for someone with antisocial personality disorder, ASPD. This condition is characterized by a persistent pattern of disregarding the rights of others, lacking empathy, and exhibiting impulsive or manipulative behavior. Key characteristics: lack of remorse. They often feel little to no guilt for harming others. Deceitfulness. Frequent lying or conning others for personal gain or pleasure. Impulsivity. A failure to plan ahead or a tendency to act without considering consequences. Irritability. Frequent physical fights or aggressive outbursts. Clinical context. While sociopath is commonly used in pop culture, mental health professionals use the DSM-5-TR to diagnose the behavior under the umbrella of ASPD. Unlike psychopaths, who are often seen as controlled and calculating, sociopaths are generally viewed as more erratic and prone to emotional outbursts.
Sociopath, to me, it sounds like trying to have an excuse to be a shitty person. Like an uncultured person, an uncivilized person. Um, imagine like a dog, and there is housebroken, and then there is not housebroken, right? And I haven't seen it, but basically, there is people like me who I will pee on your carpet if I deem it so, but out of respect, I won't pee on your carpet, right? So it's not that I'm afraid not to; it's that I won't, for out of kindness of my heart, essentially, right? And so, sociopath, as explained to my Gemini, it sounds like an excuse to basically, like a spoiled kid that doesn't know better. And the thing is, you applied yourself in a way to never know better, basically. Like, I know not to do certain things. Just because you don't know not to do certain things, that doesn't make it okay for you to do those certain things, and yet that's what you're trying to do. You see what I'm saying? Anyways, so go ahead.
that really true? Are more surgeons sociopaths? And more importantly, if you're a sociopath, does that mean you're going to be a good surgeon? Well, I'm a spine surgeon. I'm not a sociopath.
As far as being a good surgeon, I don't think it changes perspective on anything. So no.
I'm going to give you my take and a story from my experience.
So a sociopath is someone who is so high on the sociopathy scale that it like really impairs their function.
There are 20 items in the Hare psychopathy checklist.
Now that what I just saw is why I wanted to make this video, right? That checklist. Okay. That is turning to education, something that is written down. You are structured by that belief. meaning your existence is now written within that book, and you will not be above it or below it. You are within it. Me, I can still find a 27, for example, because I don't know your rules and I'm not regulated to it, basically. Like, you could say I'm a sociopath, but I'm not, because I know how to play by your rules and I know how not to piss you off, right? But I also know that I'm not going to bend my rules for your existence either, basically, right? So you trying to force your will on me makes you an asshole, essentially. So you can believe what you want, but as far as turning to something, that's on you, okay? So this belief you're talking about, that's according to how you were brought up. That's not based on anything else. So anyways, and I have to point that out because people like to think time is real. And the way science has been moving forward, they're treating time like it is real. And all of society now acts like time is real, but the thing is, time isn't real. It's man made. And we forgot. That made a bunch of cart before the horse people. That's why the world's all fucked up today. Part of the reason why. Anyways.
Checklist. Some people tend to focus on just one.
But one feature of sociopathy is a lack of empathy. So when you have a sociopath, they can hurt people and they feel nothing.
Here's my take. When I was a fellow, I was doing a complicated case, large incision. I was doing a decompression where we remove bone from the nerves. And when you do that, it can get really sticky with the bone being stuck to the dura or the covering of the nerves. It's this very thin, delicate layer that's about the thickness of a hot dog skin. So you cause durotomies, you put holes in it sometimes, and people can get a spinal fluid leak. It happens about 5% of the time, even to the best surgeons. I caused one as a fellow. Afterwards, the surgeon asked me what I thought about the case and how it went. And I said, if I'm being honest, I was really upset with myself that I caused a durotomy. I think she's going to be just fine, but it was an error. And I really half expected him to pat me on the shoulder and say, oh, don't worry about it, champ. You're a great surgeon. You're going to be fine. Forget about it. You need to dissociate yourself. He didn't do that. He looked me in the eyes and he said, you don't forget how you feel right now, because a lot of surgeons lose that over time. They think it's best to be an emotionless.
Right. For example, I have double vision. I was recommended by some doctors to cover one eye so that I can live with vision with one eye. But I told them, wouldn't that make the cover eye eventually stop working? And they're like, well, yeah, but you can see better. And I was like, no, thank you. I'd rather have two working eyes that don't cooperate than just one eye that can see. Because that's 50% of my senses gone. My visual sense is gone. So I know exactly what you're talking about, right? But again, he made a recommendation off of his, again, foot in mouth. He's a dumbass. He doesn't know better. And so he's talking like he knows when he has no idea. So, and today, still to this day, I still have my eye. Right, and the only reason why I know all that, and the only reason why I knew about that is because I actually read in a book that pirates used to cover one eye all day. And the reason why is because when nighttime hit and they were on a boat where there was no light, then they would uncover the eye and they can see in the dark, basically. So I was like, that's pretty fucking cool, right? But again, knowing that story helped me realize, anyways, like I needed my eye, basically. So, anyways,
robot who just does things and doesn't feel based on how their patients do, especially when they do badly. You shouldn't feel so terrible to the point where it's going to affect your next case.
Or like you're not gonna do it again.
But you really shouldn't lose sight of humanity, right? I get excited.
Don't be mad and quit. Be upset that it happened, but keep
When a
going.
patient does great, and I also feel a little bad if there's something that I could have changed or some kind of outcome that I could have done better, because you know what, it helps me improve. Like that motivates me to some degree to be a better surgeon, to want to do better
Right.
the next time. After every case, I
Right.
talk to my team and I say, hey guys, we all could have done better. Let's list some of those things. You can learn from every case. Is it good to
Of
be
course.
a psychopath about it? I don't think so. So if you're a psychopath, yeah, I don't.
That if you're a psychopath, that's just your excuse for being a shitty person and getting the approval from some ass kisses in society. That's all that is. And for the record, I had brain surgery, and a doctor fucked up because I had radiation therapy to remove the tumor that had appeared, and they performed the surgery to remove the tumor anyways. But I already went to radiation therapy to have it removed, so there was no tumor to remove because I went to radiation therapy to remove it. So I went to radiation therapy for no reason, because the whole point of that surgery was to not need, or the whole point of therapy was to not need the surgery. And something happened later, and they performed the surgery anyways because they're assholes, and they never accounted for it. They never made it okay. They never made up for it. They just kicked me on my ass, and I was on my own. And I was going through withdrawals, and going through pains, and going through all this bullshit, and I was fucked. And yeah, that's how I am today. So, anyways, that's it. Be well, be happy, be safe. I'm out. Godspeed, God bless. And yeah, I just wanted to chime in. Dr. Ben B. Jerky. Surgeons are all sociopaths. Is that really true? I feel like you didn't answer it. I feel like you just sidestepped it. Um, and that is really the problem with the world today. Is there is a lot of people who say that they're gonna do something, and then they don't do it. So, me, on the other hand, I did it. I called him an asshole. I called him a selfish douchebag. I'm telling you, you're a selfish douchebag because you said, is that really true? You didn't answer that. So, anyways, I'm here to be well, be happy, be safe, and extend ladders, and don't let the door hit you where the door split you, and peace.